welcome. It's Rob again. It's time for another 5-minute member talk. Today we have a guest coming back a second time, Miss Lisa Meehan. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. It's actually afternoon here.
It's afternoon. Yeah, you're in Oklahoma today. Oklahoma City, to be exact.
I am home.
Wow.
I'm at home, literally at home.
Yeah. Now that's really cool because obviously technology, we've been toying with it, playing with it, and kind of promoting it through the whole COVID thing. But this is really kind of cool. You're all the way across the country, where normally you're just across the state from me.
Correct, and glad to be here.
That's awesome. Well, Lisa is I'm going to see if I get this again, the Associate Dean for Funeral Service Education at Lake Washington Technical College.
Correct.
Did I get all that? Man,
you did. You did a great job.
Tongue twister.
It is.
That's great. We wanted to bring Lisa on bring her back actually, because there's a lot going on at the college right now, a lot of new stuff, and we wanted to talk about it and share that information. But before that, Lisa, you mentioned that you had something that you wanted to share with us as a state. So I'm going to just kind of turn it over to you for a moment and let you do your thing.
Okay, great. Rob, first of all, thank you for allowing me to do this again. It's always an honor to be able to reach out to the whole state association. And with that in mind, I just want to thank everyone of the frontline workers. We are frontline and essential personnel. And I want to thank each and every one of you for not only embracing me 2 years ago when I came to this state, but for the work that you have done during this unprecedented time. It's incomprehensible to me, because I'm not active in industry right now, of what you all have been through and what you're continuing to deal with, especially with families not being able to have a proper goodbye for their loved ones. So to that, I want to tip my hat to you and tell you from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And that's what we do, and that's why I've been doing this 31 years. And so once again, thank you, Washington State, for stepping up and doing it.
Well, that's really nice. Thank you, Lisa, and thank you for what you're doing. It's because of your efforts there at the school that you're producing funeral service practitioners, funeral service professionals that will be moving us into that next phase, into that next step, into that next generation. So thank you for being there to teach and to educate and to hopefully direct a little bit into how funeral service is, and getting these young minds and sometimes not so young minds
right.
out into the real world of funeral service. So thank you and for being a part of what we do here at the association, as well as just what you're doing there. We're just so excited to have you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So let's talk. We wanted to get you back on here. We wanted to get you back on again because you guys have some unique things happening at the college. The last time we talked, we had made the announcement that you just received that great accreditation that was needed. It kind of moved you. I think it was a 5-year accreditation, if I remember right, or 7-year. Okay, 7-year accreditation. So you're an accredited mortuary science program there at Lake Washington. But you got some other things coming up. Now that the accreditation is there, now you've opened the doors up for some more ideas, more degrees, more classes. Tell us about that a little bit.
Absolutely, I'm happy to. I'll start off with the associate's degree that we have that is just busting at the seams. We had over-enrollment last fall, and I anticipate we will again. We had over-enrollment and a wait list. I anticipate we'll be going there again. The graduates that we had in March, every one of them are employed in industry, and almost all of them have passed their national board exams.
That's great.
And it's fantastic. It's great news to have that compared to the 50% pass rate that we were looking at several years before I got here. So I'm grateful for the faculty that we have, Ms. Fredrickson, Jenny Fredrickson, and Dr. Wilcox, we've just got a great staff, and we are interviewing now. The position posting just closed, and we have 3 great applicants. Because we've grown so much, we have to add a full-time faculty member.
Wow.
We are also in, yeah, it's great. It's great news. So in the fall, we will be offering a Bachelor's of Applied Science. And what that is a 2+2 degree. You must have your associates from an accredited mortuary school to apply for the BAS. And a lot of people will say, well, why do I want to go to school 2 more years? Why would I want to have more education if my state only requires an associate's degree? There's many reasons for that. And I will tell you, a bachelor's degree can help you, number one, move your career forward and move it quickly. You can also go on and get a master's degree, just continue your education, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And so in my mind, what is the reason not to? It's more education. It's also geared more towards the profession itself and the management, the business side of things. And we also have one of the classes is social media and its effect on funeral service industry. A lot of the courses are really relevant to what we have just seen right here in the past 3 months with COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm really excited to see what it's gonna bring. We already have some applicants, and the application fee of $50 is being waived at this time, just kind of as a kind of gesture for people that are going through the COVID rough times, as you will. So that being said, applications are rolling right now, and so you can apply online, and that's at our LW Tech website. And if you will search funeral service there, you can apply there. And the program is unique. It's 100% online, designed for the working professional. It is 90 credits, so you can finish up in about 6 quarters. And all of the FSE instructors, the funeral service instructors, are not only licensed professionals, dually licensed professionals, but they also have their PhD.
Wow.
And so the program, it will, of course, be, like I said, more business managerial experience, and also current events, and just kind of moving you to the next level as a funeral director. So we're excited about that. Also excited about, we have created a funeral attendant certificate. And this is for funeral homes that need help. They need someone to sit visitation. They need someone to work a funeral. They need someone just help, you know, when you get busy. And this will prevent having to just hire anyone off the street that may not have any kind of knowledge about our industry. So it's a 13 credit certificate, and it has been approved by the state, and it's called a funeral attendant certificate. It is comprised of 4 courses, and the 4 courses are to give the student enough information, terminology, and how to act and be helpful in a funeral home without having a degree or being a full student to pursuing a degree. Mm-hmm. It's also a good opportunity for students to get a taste of the industry, and then they may decide they want to go on and get the associate's degree. So the courses are history of funeral service, sociology and psychology, funeral directing. They need to know that terminology. They need to know what a church truck is. They need to know how to speak to families intelligently, and have some knowledge of what they're doing. Instead of I don't know, or I've never heard that, they're going to know it. And then the final one, I think anyone that knows me or anything about me knows how I am big on ethics. So of course we're including that ethics course in there for the funeral attendant certificate.
Good.
So look for that upcoming as well. As soon as that is ready to go, it's actually ready to go. We're just waiting on, there's one more piece through the state that has to be approved. It's been approved, but there's one more piece we're waiting on. We're hoping to launch that in the fall as well. And if not, it will definitely be in the winter. So those are some great things that we have going on. And I think you all know that we were the epicenter of the COVID-19 breakout. And I would like to give a shout out to LW Tech leadership. Our president, she acted like a president. She moved quickly and swiftly to protect not only our campus and our faculty, but our students as well. Mm-hmm. And while it was painful to have to in mid-quarter turn to remote operations, we did it. Yeah. We as deans and associate deans spent 15, 18 hours a day trying to find out how we were going to get technology into students' hands that weren't able to have it, how we were going to do this, how we were going to get faculty prepared to go online. How do you teach funeral service online? So a lot of different things. We're teaching restorative art online this quarter, and wow. And it can be done. It's going real well, and the students have adapted and are doing fine, and we keep in touch. Matter of fact, about mid-quarter, I reached out and I called every student individually to ask them how they're doing on a personal level, not just a school and academic level. And sure. So just excited, and also I'm proud that I'm in Kirkland and I'm in the place I am, because it was not only a good learning experience, but it was also the right place to be, and learned a lot, and also got to know a lot of my colleagues and my fellow funeral directors better as well. So just that shout out.
Yeah, that's great. So I have a couple questions for you with regards to the certificate in particular. Say a person decides, I want to be in funeral service, I don't know. Mm-hmm. This would be a great opportunity for them. Is this an in-person classroom setting? Is this an online program that you're going to offer?
That's a great question. It will be primarily online. We want to be able to reach the eastern part of the state where we're not located. Yeah. We want to be able to reach the entire state. We're the only program in the state of Washington, and students come from all over, but we certainly don't want a student to come from Eastern Washington, get here, and to decide this isn't the profession for them. Right. So this is a way to get a taste of it if they're just interested in the least.
Okay. How about transferability? Are those classes that you mentioned in the certificate, will they transfer as credit towards if they decide I want to move forward and get the AA degree?
Correct, and that's a great question, Rob. Actually, these courses are the exact same courses that are in the associate's degree. They're just specific ones that I drew out of the associate's degree to make sense for that position, the funeral attendant position. So they definitely will roll right into the associates. They're the same courses.
Very nice. Now, the bachelor's degree, I know you mentioned a couple of classes in there. There's the social media class and some of that. What are some of the other classes that are associated with the bachelor's program?
Some of the gen ed courses will be psychology of management, or management psychology and philosophy. Some of the funeral courses, we have a mass fatalities disaster course, managing mass fatalities, creating meaningful moments and meaningful memorials. That's one, because that's changing, and it's changing at a rapid pace. So we've got to keep up with that and stay current. Also, some of more of the managerial classes, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, and I'm in a different time zone now, so it's lunchtime for me. But yeah. I can actually, if you would like, I would be happy to send the course progression schedule to you. Yeah. And maybe you'll be able to share it either in the newsletter or however you want to share it. But a lot of great things. And one course in there in particular, there's a public health course in there, and there's also a environmental course.
Mhm.
We know that the environment is changing, and we have to deal with that as funeral directors as well. We've seen now with alkaline hydrolysis and the human recomposting, how it changes, and that also affects our environment. So
Wow.
we've got a lot of exciting things in there, and it's really progressive, and I like that because it's not how to embalm better or expand your embalming or restorative art skills. It's not any of that. It's just how to become more proficient in industry, meeting with families, directing, running a business, running a cemetery. And so that's why we're excited.
Good. Does the Lake Washington course, whether it be in the bachelor's or the AA degree, does it include things that will help us moving forward, such as certified cremation trainer, that kind of stuff, celebrant courses? We hear a lot about those that you can get now. Of course, in Washington, the rules have changed, the laws have changed. If you are going to be running or operating a crematory, alkaline hydrolysis, or even a natural organic reduction, you have to have that certification. Does the program there at Lake Washington offer that as part of the curriculum?
That's a great question. Again, we actually had Mike Nicodemus from NFDA scheduled August 12th, I believe, to
Yeah.
come and do the certification for our current students. Our students that just graduated were able to attend the Cana training that was here in Seattle last year. And we got the funds from the LW Tech Foundation, so it was no cost to the students. I intend to continue always including that certification to the students, make it available, and also let them know the importance of it now that it is law. And I'm also working, you mentioned the celebrant, I'm actually working on a couple of different certificates because I'm trying to get real creative. And one of them is in just a certificate in thanatology itself.
Yeah.
One will be in life celebrant, and then the other one I'm looking at is the death doula. So those are three. That's on down the road, but believe you me, as quickly as I can, I will get those up and coming. So, but the focus on the certification for crematory operators is definitely on my radar, and I will have to do it probably virtually for students this year, but we will make it happen for the class that will be getting ready to graduate. And each class that has graduated since I've been here leaves with that certification.
Sure. Yeah, and I actually just got something from NFDA about that. Oops, sorry, the phone's ringing here.
Okay.
I know that they're doing one right now. That is to say, Mike Nicodemus and NFDA is doing a virtual training, I think this coming week. Maybe it just happened, but they had 90 people registered to do this online virtually. So we're working with them as well. Maybe we can work out a plan to do it at the same time and do a virtual program, because we do need to get people certified, those that will be operating the cremation or crematories, especially, not only alkaline hydrolysis and natural organic reduction, but these are new laws that are enacted and are enforced now, that you have to have this training certificate to apply for licensure. So
Right.
maybe that's something that you and I and the rest of the association and everybody else can get behind and come up with a plan to do it all together. It'd be nice to break their membership record of people taking the course at one time, even if it is virtually. So we'll come up with a
Right.
plan for you.
That's great. Yeah, I like it. It's a great idea. Yeah, I was disappointed we weren't going to be able to have Mike Nicodemus. I want to change it up and split it between Cana and an FDA if I can, just to kind of the love, if you will.
Approaches. Yeah. Well, it's great having you on here, Lisa. I love getting together with you and talking with you. One of the things, and I don't know if it was just a specialty thing that I got to do, or if this is open to licensees, but I really enjoyed coming out to the school and meeting the students, talking with the students, taking a tour of the facilities. What a great program you have with the whole state-of-the-art prep room, the classroom setting. You've got the display room set up there with the caskets, and I mean it's amazing to see what you have in just that small little space, and to know just outside the doors, some of those students have no idea what's even going on in there. So what a great setup you have, and thank you for letting me take a tour. Is that something that is available if people would like to come see you?
It absolutely is. We welcome anyone, anytime. And matter of fact, last year, I think Char Barrett, she was a guest speaker and presenter.
Yeah.
We had, you don't have to be a guest speaker or presenter. You can just have a cup of coffee with us too. Just remember that. We still are funeral directors and we still drink coffee. But also we had, Jenny took them to Oregon to see the alkaline hydrolysis underway. She also had Katrina Spade come and speak to the class and present. And so we keep current, and it's really funny because I'm from the Midwest, Oklahoma, and Jenny, my full-time the lead faculty, she's from Kansas, and we got together early on and we said, we have to get out of our Midwest way of thinking here and get this progressive information out to the students. And so we hit the ground running. She hit the ground running even more so with enabling the students to learn all the different types of disposition, not just what's taught in the ABFSE curriculum.
Right. Yeah, and Washington's unique. We have various things that we can do that nobody else in the country can. So we're kind of that way. Progressive is a great way to put it.
I say progressive because it is for a Midwest kind of country girl. So
yeah. Well, thank you again, Lisa, for coming on, sharing what's going on over at Lake Washington. That's just a great program. It's really exciting to me to be able to think that right here in our own state, you can have the idea that I want to be involved in funeral service, so you can take this this class setting and get this certificate, and then from there you can say, I really want, I like it, let's move forward with it, let's get licensed, so you can do your AA degree and get the information you need there, and then from there you can take the next step now and get the bachelor's degree. I mean, it's an amazing progression of education that you got going there, and that's just something that's come out in the last year or two, just since you've been there, for lack of better ways to put it, since you've been there. So congratulations. I think it's wonderful what you're doing out there, and we definitely want to help support you at the school, help support the class. You know, one of the things that I would point out, especially for your students, is we have a scholarship that can be applied for and used to get you through some of these classes. So check us out online if that's something that you're interested in. Lisa, how do we contact you? What is your email address?
It's a long one, kind of like the title. It's Lisa, LISA .MEEHAN @lwtech.edu.
All right.
If you say that 3 times fast, you're better than I am.
We'll put that on there, and hopefully people will be able to contact you that way and ask any more questions that they might have, and maybe see if they can even sign up with you. Get you there.
Sounds good. I appreciate every time I get to interact with the whole state association. I appreciate you, and once again the welcome that you gave me 2 years ago. So thank you.
Well, you're very welcome, and we've loved having you. So thanks again, Lisa, for coming out. Lisa Meehan, excuse me, Lisa Meehan from Lake Washington Tech. And again, as always, like us, follow us, subscribe on YouTube, however you want to reach us. If you want to be a part of these member talks, we're looking for people to talk with. So reach out anytime, and we'd love to have you on here. Again, Lisa Meehan, thank you for being with us and joining us. And we'll talk with everybody again real soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.